Well, I was going to tell you about Joe Simpson and Simon Yates. I think there was a Seth in there. They decided they were going to climb the Pseudo Grand. Never been climbed before. Possibly people had died on it trying to climb it. And Joe Simpson and Simon Yates said, "We're better than them. Let's just go do it." So they got to the foot and they trucked their way in, and at first it was beautiful. They were just going at it, climbing up the ice with ice hammers, click, 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 with their shoes, climbing one step at a time. They actually made it to the peak and tried to go back down when Simon lowered himself off a crevasse and broke his leg. So they had nothing but headache tablets to aid the remedy, and Yates decided to make a final rescue attempt as Simon, or as Yates, as Joe was thinking he was dead meat. So Simon made two ropes into one rope and slung it through a carabiner and started to lower Joe off the mountain. And every 2 lengths of rope, you would have to switch the knot, and that meant he would have to get his weight off the rope so that he could switch to the knot. Well, he wouldn't get his weight off the rope. Well, what he didn't know was he lowered him off a 100-foot crevasse, and he was dangling in midair. Finally, Simon made the decision to cut the rope with the knife, and Joe fell 100, 200 feet into a crevasse. He tried to scale the wall, but that didn't work. He said, "Maybe I won't tie a knot at the end of this and lower myself off. That way, if I don't touch ground, I can just die." Well, he tunnels his way out. He's got a broken leg. He couldn't climb to the surface there, so he decided to go deeper. That's touching the void. I could die at any moment. I am just about ready to cross over from the ancient cycle of birth and death and go to the next realm, whatever that may be, if it even exists at all. So he's lowering himself off into the crevasse. He finds the bottom, crawls to the sunlight, and makes it to the top. Well, he's got a footpath to find his way out of there, but he's severely dehydrated as their propane tanks fell through like 2 nights before, so he hasn't had a drink of water in a long time. He made a game out of it. If I do not reach that point in 20 minutes, I'm going to kill myself, or if I make it, I will throw a big celebration. So he did this all the way back, following their tracks in, and eventually he became so delirious for a lack of water that he started to hallucinate round girls in the ring. Brown girls in the ring. Sha-la-la-la-la. Now, he says he doesn't really like that song a whole lot, but this went on for hours and hours and hours. From a psychologist's point of view, that's very humorous. He's severely dehydrated. He's delusional psychosis, and he's hallucinating this song in his head for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Then he would think he'd getting beaten up at the bar again, and he was outside drunk and wasted, and he didn't know where he was at. And finally, he made it back, all the way back to camp. Simon was waiting for him. He crawled into the latrine part of the camp, and it stunk like shit. But it was like smelling salt to the victory of the climb of the Pseudo Grand.